Okay, breaking news, everybody. I've been talking a lot about the Conservative Party of Canada and how they're intellectually and morally corrupt, and pointing out instances of that. But here we have a freaking huge bombshell. There's an article in the Globe and Mail today. Kinsella firm hired to seek and destroy Burmese People's Party documents show. Okay, let's just go through the article a bit. Warren Kinsella and his Daisy Group consulting firm worked on a secret campaign to seek and destroy the fledgling People's Party of Canada and keep Maxim Bernier out of the national leaders' debates, the Globe and Mail has learned. International Daisy Group records obtained by the Globe show a team of Daisy Group employees worked on a plan called Project Cactus that focused on portraying the People's Party supporters as racist. The records make several references to a client for the project, including sending a bill for payment, but the client's identity is not revealed in the documents. A source with direct knowledge of the project said the client listed in the documents is the Conservative Party of Canada. The Globe is keeping the source's name confidential because they are not authorized to discuss the matter. Yeah, no shit. If they find out who that person is in the Conservative Party of Canada that leaked this, they are done. So, neither the Conservative Party nor Mr. Kinsella would confirm or deny that they are or have been working together. We do not comment on what vendors or suppliers we may or may not do business with. The activity appears to have taken place prior to June 30th, when new rules took effect, requiring third parties to disclose their political activities. It is legal for parties to hire outside firms to assist with political campaigns. Dealed campaign expenses are not disclosed until after the elections. The People's Party was created by Mr. Bernier, all this stuff. Mr. Kinsella, former Liberal advisor, is now a vehement critic of Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, has previously acknowledged that he worked briefly this year for the Green Party of Canada. However, in a phone interview, he declined to say whether he worked for the Conservative Party this year. When asked about Project Cactus, Mr. Kinsella said his firm does work on anti-racism files. He neither confirmed nor denied that his company worked with the Conservatives to discredit the People's Party. We don't talk about client matters. What I can say just generally, is Daisy has been involved in anti-racism campaigns for years, most recently against the neo-Nazi newspaper Your Ward News. But we don't talk about climates. The campaign, according to internal documents, focused on criticizing Mr. Bernier and his supporters online. A Daisy Group document describing the project says Daisy Warren's campaign goals will be to place Bernier and the PPC on the defensive and to work to ensure that Bernier and the PPC are not included in the national leaders' debates. If unsuccessful in blocking his participation, Daisy will work to ensure that Bernier and his party are weakened due to the point of being ineffective. Well, you failed in not getting us into the leaders' debates, so, you didn't get your money's worth for this smear campaign, Conservative Party. Let's read more. Senior Daisy Group employee Rob Gilmore outlined the plan in the document. He noted that Daisy Group's role can meet Election Canada's definition of a third-party activity, a move that will require the filing of disclosures on its political activities. Daisy will create an arm's-length organization that cannot be linked to the client or any participating organization, he wrote. He later added, if possible, Daisy will work to ensure this campaign is not named as a third party. Mr. Gilmore wrote that the campaign will consist of 3 phases. First, from March to mid-April, Daisy would conduct research for the campaign and hold weekly or bi-weekly calls with the client. And then, in what Mr. Gilmore called the Seek and Destroy phase, the Daisy Group would launch the campaign. This phase would last from mid-April till June 30th. Finally, the campaign will enter its full steam ahead portion beginning on July 1st and end on the date to be determined. We will push Maxim Bernier and the PPC off their messages, forcing them instead to defend instances of hate speech and sympathy for racism, he wrote. It is not clear if this third phase was approved. A Twitter account called Stamped Together was created in April 2019. Managers of the account would respond favorably to conservative politicians while repeatedly condemning Bernier and his supporters. For example, Mr. Bernier tweeted on May 2nd that he left the Conservative Party because there's no place for my bold ideas under Scheer's leadership. Remember, he publicly disavowed me after 6 tweets on radical multiculturalism. You could not have voted for my ideas if I had stayed. The Stamp account responded that day, stating, inventing race-based phenomena that doesn't exist is just one more example of how Maxim Bernier is a dangerous racist. Radical multiculturalism is not a real problem. In one post, the group's contacts are listed as Lisa Kinsella and Tom Henheffer of Daisy Group. Lisa Kinsella, Warren Kinsella, The Twitter account they failed utterly with this account. So the account's criticism of Mr. Bernier ended on June 29th, the day before the new Elections Act rules took effect that required third parties to register with Elections Canada and disclose their spending and revenue during the pre-campaign period that began June 30th. Internal Daisy Group documents indicate the firm was well aware of that deadline. So, you know, intellectually, morally corrupt indeed. These guys, I cannot believe they stooped this low. And I really wonder if that's, you know, the PPC could file a lawsuit, and all the people affected could file a lawsuit, because, you know, the fact that they paid to have a smear campaign leveled against the CPC to destroy our reputation, call us racist and Nazis, and, you know, it even set up here, you know, we talked about most recently against the neo-Nazi newspaper, right? So what's actually happening with a lot of PPC signs up, you know, campaign signs that are up, is people are, you know, destroying them and painting Nazi on them and fascist on them. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder whose smear campaign had anything to do with this. And the Conservative Party paid for it. So let's just look at Maxime Bernier's response. My statement following the revelation by the Globe and Mail this evening is that the Conservative Party paid Warren Kinsella's firm to systematically discredit the People's Party. I am astounded and shocked to learn that Andrew Scheer and Hamish Marshall paid professional mudslingers to discredit our party. This is an attack on the integrity of our democratic process. We have long suspected that many of the supposed scandals that hit us during the past months were manufactured by opponents. The Globe and Mail story proves that the constant accusations of racism, the suspicious resignation by party executives and candidates, the fake letters and emails, and many other stories were likely arranged by Warren Kinsella for his conservative clients. I left the CPC after I realized it had become morally and intellectually corrupt. Who can now doubt it? So this tweet was only made, you know, less than an hour ago. And it's blowing up, right? 427 retweets, 630 likes. So people are starting to put together connections, you know, talking about McLean's, this guy at McLean's, flipped off a bunch of PPC Nazis. You know, this guy, Andre Domise, whatever, you know, feels good. You know, what an asshole from the MSM. But that's not directly, he's nebulously connected to all these people, sort of, right? There's people still digging on that. Yeah, people are pissed, and this is an absolute bombshell. Oh, look at that. Warren Kinsella. You will note that I wrote in the Toronto Sun yesterday that Justin Trudeau, Andrew Scheer, and Jagmeet Singh are not racist. I didn't say that about this asshole. Back in April, right? So, yeah, this is my tweet. Conservative Party of Canada, rigged leadership vote, check. Whipped Paris Accord vote, check. Silenced MPs, check. Betrayal of Conservatives, check. Pandering to wife beaters? Check. Hiring of a firm to infiltrate and target the PPC? Check. Intellectually and morally corrupt? Check. So, you know, I think we should maybe file a lawsuit against them. The PPC should, because there's so many of our signs that have been vandalized over the past month. It's ridiculous. You know, people calling us Nazis out of nowhere. This has got to be illegal. So, you know, I just wanted to get this out there, let everybody know what's going on. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm still fuming about this, but I'm trying to keep calm for this video. So, thanks for listening, guys. See you next time.